Alright, this is Tegan here. I don't know what happened in Audacity, but for some reason it cut off the first bit of recording I had for this thing. So basically, this is this week's comic book rundown, what I've been reading, what I thought, what happened. And chatting with Tegan, I was all, oh, I'm going to have it be different video for a different series. But I threw that idea out the window. It's just easier to do it this way. And yeah, it's like, I wanted to do like or what I wanted to do was have a video where I went from like issue one to like wherever it's at in the series, and then after that start doing like the weeklies. But it's like whatever. Just I'm just gonna start doing them, and you can just like jump on any point in time. And then whenever I get around to doing the number one to wherever I started doing those, which is last week, then I'll get those out. But until then, yeah, I won't be covering any of the old stuff until then. But it doesn't really matter. If you're doing it weekly, then you're just doing it for like people that read the stuff. So it's like whatever. And I'll get around to talking about the old stuff when I get around to it. It's like whatever. But yeah, this week I will be talking about Superior Spider-Man, All New X-Men, Thanos Rising. I think that's it. Because Age of Ultron, there's like spoilers, and I'm not going to talk about Ultimate Comics X-Men because it's not 616, and I don't know the blend the whole, oh, this is happening in this universe but not this universe, so, or the, yeah, so yeah. Anyway, Superior Spider-Man is what I'm going to talk about first, and then it, like, because Audio Surf for whatever, or Audacity messed up, it's going to be a bit, like, it picks up when I had been talking, so it's not exactly as cohesive as it was. But basically, to give a bit of a primer into where I was talking, so Superior Spider-Man, what number is this? Number 7. So, okay, I'm gonna give a bit of a rundown, and then what I had recorded that Audacity picked up will kick in, where I talk about Spider-Man's hand hitting his book or some book into the trash. But before that, you're at some clinic thing, and you see it's cardiac, and then he has this clinic, but it's a front for what he's really doing, which is basically, well, he's still doing like good work, but it's like, it's all the equipment he's using is stolen from other stuff or places. So it's a Robin Hood situation, and then he's gone in to like get this stuff from people that he can use to like help other people that need it more, or that he thinks need it more. And then you see Peter in bed, but it's Otto, and you see like Ghost of Peter, and he's like trying to get back into his mind. Because, like, lately he's, like, been trying to access memories of Otto's to, like, get back into his brain, to get back into his body. And, yeah. That's where we pick up with the recording I had made earlier. And enjoy this week's comic book rundown and stuff. Like, hit it off his bed, and it falls off. And, because, like, Otto's spider drone things have, like, alerted him. And then he's like, oh, okay, there's a break-in. So he goes into, and it's cardiac breaking in to, like, steal something. So then he goes in to, like, stop cardiac. And then it turns out that he's breaking into a warehouse that has all these supervillains, like, equipment. And so cardiac and Spider-Man are throwing down, and then Peter the whole time's like, no, I'm not going to let you kill somebody, because you've basically borderline killed a bunch of people, and then you killed someone, so I'm not gonna let you do the same thing to cardiac. So he's trying to like get control of his body, or like stop Otto from like doing damage the whole time. And then like for like a split second he like says like stop right there, and then Otto's like, wait, did I hear, like, what was that? Did I hear something? So there's like a mental link. Well, there's always been a link there. It's just Parker only in like the last few issues has Peter Parker been able to like try to delve into Otto's memories to take back control. So it's like, it seems like we're reaching the end of the line as far as like Superior Spider-Man being Otto, and then Peter Parker is just like there as a ghost, just like floating about, not able to be in control of his body. But yeah, Cardiac's able to get his package after Peter's like trying to stop Otto, and then Otto's like, what's going on, and completely distracted. So Cardiac he gets the package, which turns out to be like a neurolytic scanner that Otto had made, that basically gave him the ability to control his tentacles on his body when he was Dr. Octopus. So it's like he gets that like nostalgic link, and he's like, oh, this is. And he's like, wait a minute, I'm in a warehouse with all my gadgets and that I've made throughout my entire supervillain career. And he's like, I'm not gonna let you take this, and then, but then like Peter has like the whole controller, all partial control, where he like makes him stop for a second, and then Cardiac's able to like hit him with a like electric shock and like get away with his equipment, and then and then like it's funny because like his Avenger card started buzzing. It's like bzz, bzz, and he's like, "What's this? Priority 1 alert?" So he goes to Avengers Tower, and it's Thor, Captain America, Wolverine, Black Widow, and Spider-Woman are there. And Captain America's like, "Okay, okay, Spider-Man. Last couple of weeks, stuff's been going down, and you're kind of not the same person. You've basically put Boomerang, Vulture, Jester, Screwball in the hospital because you violently beat them within an inch of their lives, and you killed Massacre, dude. You shot him. It's like, what the f? That is something that, you know. Oh yeah, and then like also at the Boneyard today with the Cardiac, you're about to kill the dude. So, you know, you're being very not Spider-Man, and something's not right here. So it's like, this is great, because like slowly but surely, like every issue, Otto has been doing things that are like out of the order, or like out of character. So it's like he's like made slips ups, just like done weird things, or just like not characteristic things, and like now it's finally coming to a head. So I'm really enjoying this, and like he's talking to the Avengers, and like he's totally like defiant, and like I don't need this. He's like. Or, like, I think Captain America, like, gave him, like, an ultimatum. He's like, yeah, we need you to, like, have this physical or something. Or, like, he said something about, like, I don't remember exactly what he said. But he's like, something, you're gonna do this, or you're not in the Avengers anymore, or something. And he's like, I don't stand there and take this, fine, or whatever. He's like, I don't care, I'm out of the Avengers. Well, he doesn't actually say, I'm out of the Avengers. But he's basically, like, saying, I don't care, fine, I don't need to be on the Avengers. Otto is. And then, like, Captain America puts his hand on his shoulder to, like, stop him from leaving. And he's like, yeah, he's like, you're getting a physical, soldier, head to toe, and that's all there is to it. And then, like, it's funny, because, like, the whole time, Ghost Peter is there, and he's like, yeah, Avengers, you guys finally recognize it's not me, and you're gonna take care of this, I'm gonna be back in my body, yes! And so, like, Captain America... like, after he says that, you know, you're gonna get a physical or whatever, and he's like, that wasn't a request. He puts his hand on Spider-Man's shoulder, and Otto's like, get your hand off. And he just, like, throws him over his shoulder. He's like, you flag-waving fool. And, like, after that, like, freaking Wolverine's claws come out, Spider-Woman powers up, Black Widow's all like, oh, let's do this. And then Thor's like, oh, yeah, let's do this. And then freaking... the last panel is just like everybody's about to like Spider-Man's on like what, like everybody's in the background, Spider-Man's in the foreground, and it's like it's so funny because it's like it's like I'm wondering how this is going to, like, what's going to happen next issue. It's like I guess they're just going to like incapacitate him because they can't just like kill him. That'd be funny. Well, I don't know if that'd be funny, but or that would just that'd be crazy if they killed him. But it's like, yeah, because he's just like, it's like there's like 5 Avengers and Spider-Man. It's like, and he's just like standing there like, very well, do your worst. So yeah, totally defiant in the face of all the Avengers. But that's gonna be really. And then like Ghost Peter's like, oh, what I wouldn't give for some ghost popcorn right now. So it's like, even though it's like his body is about to get beaten, it's like, I guess he's glad he'll finally get back into his body. So after Otto's like basically been ruining everything. So, but yeah, I enjoyed that. I'm really enjoying Spear Spider-Man, and I can't wait for the next issue now that there's a giant teaser of Spider-Man versus Avengers. So yeah. Oh, and also this week I changed my format for this, where it's like I'm not doing them all at well, I'm doing all of the issues I read in one video, but like I'm doing them one at a time. So after I read it, I'll come record like what happened, what I thought. So that was Superior Spider-Man, and I'll be back with I think I'll read All New X-Men next, and then tell you what I thought. Alright, so I just read All New X-Men number 10. Pretty good. So it starts off at a bank, and then in the previous issue, Mystique and Sabretooth, they went to the raft, and they broke out the daughter of Mastermind. So she's with them now, and they run up on this bank, and the Mastermind daughter, she doesn't have a name yet, because in the last issue, Mystique was all like, "You want me to call you Lady Mastermind?" And they like made this joke about like, "Oh, but that's kind of sexist because they don't call my dad Dude Mastermind." So that's kind of funny, but like whatever. So the daughter of Mastermind is like having these people see visions, because that's what her power is. She like makes them, she takes control of their minds and makes them see stuff. So she makes them see that the original 5 X-Men are attacking while they rob the bank, and like one of the guards gets killed. And then we finally get to see what happens where we're at the end of the last issue, where Cyclops came in to the Jean Grey school, and he's like, "Alright, who's coming with me?" So they teleport in, and there's this long conversation where Scott's like explaining his stance on we need to have a school, or you need to join our school, because our school is not about all the ways that we tried to stay here at the Jean Grey school and it just completely failed. Like, we tried pacifism, we tried fitting in, we tried hiding in plain sight. It just didn't work. So now we're going to do what Xavier taught us to do, and we're going to fight. And yeah, we're going to hold our own and stuff. So it's funny because he's like saying all this stuff, and he's all like, what's he say? Where's it at? So yeah, he's saying all this stuff about like, so if you think that in control of myself or something, basically he and Wolverine are talking, and then he's like, if you think I killed Professor X because, or like, if you think I killed Professor X when I was possessed by the Dark Phoenix, but I was in control of myself, then kill me here right now. And the and like the school grounds at the Jean Grey school, I didn't even know this, so I thought it was pretty funny. Like, I guess it's named Krakoa, and it's like the school grounds is actually like a mutant, so that's funny. So it's just like, it like eats him up, like all of the execution team, and then Wolverine's like, "Crack, let him out," and then like they blast out of his mouth and he spits him out. That's pretty funny. So yeah, but it's basically just like this whole part is just like Cyclops explaining himself, like, and just more of the whole I wasn't in control of myself when I did that, so I'm sorry dudes, but it wasn't my fault. And then he's like, "Okay, well, whatever, you've heard what I had to say, we'll be back here in like however long. Anybody wants to join me, just come back to this spot when we come back, and I'll teleport him back to our base." So then actually, like, or Beast and Cyclops are all like talking about it, because this is like Beast's plan to like get some sense into Cyclops, was to bring the original 5 back. So he's like, you're like completely ruining Xavier's ideals and all this stuff. So yeah, there's that. They have like a bit of some words, and then they teleport out. Oh, and then also like Cyclops, now Cyclops, not past Cyclops, talks about how it wasn't even his fault, because if he's like, ask Beast what happened with the whole Phoenix thing and how I got possessed by it. And then so after they teleport out, the old original Cyclops, or past Cyclops, or kid Cyclops, I call him. Yeah, Kid Cyclops is all like, "So Beast, what happened?" And he's all like, "Oh, Tony Stark split the Phoenix Force into 5 parts and kind of landed in you." And he's like, "So it wasn't even my fault." And then like Kid Cyclops gets really angry, and he's like, "Whatever. I've had enough of this. Like, you lied to us. You said there's be mutant genocide, and there's been like no sign of mutant genocide, and that's not even why we're here." And like he's like getting really angry at Beast, and so yeah. And then we're back on the raft, and Shield director Hill shows up, and then the last issue when Mystique, like how she got access to the raft was she was posing as her. So she, like when she gets there, all the Shield agents are like, "Freeze, like hands on the ground," like 'cause they think it's Mystique again. So they have to like scan her and like verify it's her. And then like they show like what happened on the raft and how that Mystique and Sabretooth broke out the daughter of Mastermind. And then we're back at Jean Grey school, and then Jean Grey is all like, "I couldn't read their minds." And then Storm's all like, "Yeah, Magneto's helmet lets him dodge a psychic attack all the way back from his Brotherhood of Evil Mutant days." And then Kitty Pryde is all, "He probably has the entire team outfitted with tech to dodge you after your last encounter." Because when, I think it was like issue 3, the future Cyclops and Kid Cyclops meet, or I mean, current Cyclops and Kid Cyclops see each other, and then like that's like the first time that Cyclops sees all the old X-Men, and like Jean's there, and she's like reading his mind, or not reading his mind, but like they have like their thoughts are projected, and then they like, yeah, there's like they can like have that mental link there, and then yeah, but so yeah, we're back at Jean Grey school, and the X-Men are all, what are you gonna do about this? And then they're all like, okay, so who's gonna leave? And they're like, the Cuckoo Sisters are probably gonna leave. Maybe Quentin Quire just to be a jerk. And the Iceman's like, well, in both cases, oh well. And then let's see. Oh, they get a call from Agent Hill, and then she's all like, "So, have any of you seen or been in contact with Mystique?" And then Wolverine's like, "Not recently." And then Kitty's all like, "Actually, that's not exactly true." And then like in the middle of that conversation, Cyclops teleports back, and then you can see like Jean's like talking, and she's like, "Scott," so she must be like reading his mind, thinking like he might go with them. But then when Cyclops teleports back, and then like he's talking, like old Cyclops and Kid Cyclops are talking, and he's like, "You completely betrayed Xavier's dream and all this stuff. Like your goal is like completely opposite, and this isn't. You're not an example of what the X-Men are now. So nobody's gonna go with you." Or like after the Cuckoo Sisters go, because like those 3 go, and then Cyclops is like, "Is there anybody else?" And he's like, "I promise I'll do right by you." And then Kid Cyclops is like, "We're staying here to do what we set out to do as X-Men. What you're offering isn't it." And then like you have a panel where it has like the speech bubble is "I'm coming with you," but you can't see who's saying it because like the person that's saying it is off screen. And then Cyclops turns and he's like, "No." And then Kitty's like, "Oh no." Wolverine's like, "You can't do this." And then it's all, "Who will join the Uncanny X-Men? Find out next issue. Dun dun dun." So I'm thinking it's Jean or Angel, because I think it's probably Jean, because that's why there was like such a reaction. But like in issue, I don't remember which issue it was. I think it was issue 8. Angel just like flipped out because he met the future Angel, and like he's like acting very nonchalant, not caring about anything. Like, "Oh, I'm so happy-go-lucky guy." And then like past Angel is like, "Okay, dude, you're like not like myself, so something must have happened to me, and your wings are metal, and you have this weird energy power. What that happened to me in the future?" So it's like Angel met future Angel, and he's like, I don't like this. I want to go back. And then later on, he's all like, he breaks into Beast's lab. He tries to like activate the time machine to like send him, or time device or whatever. However the hell Beast got them to the future, he tries to like go back, but he can't. And then like everybody's trying to calm him down, and then like out of nowhere, Jean just like takes control of his mind, and like aggressively suggests him back to their side, and he's like, "Oh, I'm okay now," and he just like falls to the ground, and then like everybody's looking at Jean like, "Oh my gosh," and she's like, and then like she talks, or like her dialogue bubble was something like, I have it all under control, I know what I'm doing," or something, and yeah. And then like in the next book, it was all like, why is everybody freaking out when I did that? Because she's like reading everybody's minds at the same time too, so it's like, man, that's crazy. But yeah, my money's on Jean, and if far second place would be on Angel, because it's not going to be Cyclops, because he just had like a whole "I'm not going with you" moment. Or Kid Cyclops had like a "I'm not going with you" moment to himself, and then Iceman is just not really, yeah. It doesn't seem like he just, yeah. And then Beast isn't, because he would side with himself, who brought them into the future, because he's like, of course I would know what I'm doing. So I'm thinking it's either Jean or Angel. But yeah, that's this issue of All New X-Men number 10. I think I will read, what am I going to read next? I guess I'll read Thanos, or Age of Ultron, and then if there's like no spoiler stuff, I might actually talk about it this time. But that's what I'm about to read, and then I'll read Thanos Rising, and then I don't think I'll do a review on Ultimate Comics X-Men, just because it's, yeah. But yeah, Thanos Rising, or Age of Ultron, and then Thanos Rising after this. Alright, so I'm back. I just read Thanos Rising number 1. It was weird, I gotta say. So, Thanos is on Titan, which is like the largest moon of Saturn, and he's walking around, and then, you know, he's like in these ruins, and he's just walking, and it's like there's narration of like, he came here, or it's like Thanos did not come here to gloat, he came here to remember who he is, and then there's like a tombstone, and it says, "Here lies Suisan," or however you say that, "wife, mother, most beautiful of Eternals." And then it says, "Many years ago, Titan, the underground city of the Eternals." So it flashes back, and there's like this birth scene, and it's really weird, because like the baby is born, and then like you have the nurse saying, "By all that's holy," and then another nurse says, "Doctor, is the baby?" ? And then the doctor's all like, I'm sorry, Alars, but I'm afraid it's going to live." It's like, okay, that was weird. And so they hand the baby off to like the dad, and he's like looking at it, whatever. Then he hands it to the mom, and then it's really weird, because it's like she looks at it, and then she's all like, she looks at it, she has like this crazy look on her face, and then she like reaches for like this scalpel / knife, or gets the scalpel on this like operation table or whatever, and she's like, we have to kill it before it grows. Look at its eyes, don't you see the death in its eyes? If we don't kill it now, we're all going to and then she like gets sedated, and it's like, all going to die. Just look at that thing. That isn't my son. That's a monster. And then like you flash forward to like Thanos is a kid in school, and like he looks different than everybody else, because everybody else is like kind of normal, humanoid looking. There's some alien looking people, but they aren't like as like exotic as Thanos, who has like that weird I'm sorry. He has like the eyes, it's like red eyes, purple skin, and like a helmet. And I'm like, why is he wearing a helmet? It's like weird helmet. It's like whatever. So yeah, and there's like some cool school children approach him, and they're like talking to him about it, and he's like, oh, it's a mutation, blah blah blah. This whole thing was weird, man. And then like they're talking, and he's like, and they're all like, "Oh, you're the really smart one, Thanos or whatever." And they're like, "So do you just do smart guy stuff, or would you like to go play?" And he's like, "What's that?" And then they're like, "Would you like to engage in frivolous childhood games with us, Thanos, son of Mentor?" And he's like, "Why, yes." And then like he like before they talk to him, he was like drawing something in a book, and then like the book falls to the ground, and you see he was like drawing this corpse of this lizard thing. And so yeah, it yeah, this book was weird. And then so yeah, like he's having this conversation with his dad, but his dad's kind of ignoring him. And then it like shows him like talking to his mom, and he's like, "I have this strange recurring dream that I'm a newborn baby, only moments old, and that someone is screaming and trying to stab me with a knife. And other times I see myself all grown up, and I take that same knife and let's just say it's a rather alarming dream, one that I've had most every night for the last 4 years." And then he's like, Thank heavens, it's only a dream. And besides, I recently discovered a cure. I simply don't sleep anymore." And then you see that his mom, he's like in a padded room first. Like you see him sitting in a padded room while he's talking, and then like it's like you see over that his mom is in the room with him, but she's in a what are those things called? She's in a suit with like the suits they put people in the insane asylum in, with like all the like straps and stuff where they can't get out, and she's all like in a corner crying. So yeah, really weird. And then so yeah, and then let's see what else. Oh, there's like the flashes, or not flashes forward, but then like there's a scene where they're about to what's that word called? Dissect some lizard that's on this table thing, and then he's having like a moment. He's like, "Oh, I can't do it." So yeah. He's talking to some girl who's all like saying stuff, whatever. So basically, it leads to them going. Well, not them, but like he leads some of his classmates into a like series of caves on a Titan. I guess they're in a restricted area or whatever. And so they end up. Oh, also the girl that was talking to him was all like talking to some other kids, and she's like, "Well, I want him to," and they're all talking, and they're all like, "Oh, what if he looks over and stares at us?" And she's like, "But I want him to look over and stare at me," or something. And then so yeah, he leads some. It doesn't say why, but I guess he decides to like lead some. Oh yeah, she tells him about some special place that she saw with I guess some stuff in it or something, and then he leads some students to the series of caves, and there's like this weird mark on the wall. It's like a green face shaped thing. I have no idea what it is yet. Probably we'll find out later. And then so yeah, he falls through the cave, and like the rest gets separated from the rest of the students, and like through the series of caves he's crawling through, and he sees that he's in like a area with a bunch of those lizard things, and he's just like following them to the surface, and he gets out. He's like, but then like at the same time he's like, "What happened to my everybody that's down here with me?" He's calling out their names and stuff, and then he gets to like an opening, and then he sees that the lizards have eaten them. Really weird. And then he's back at the schoolyard, and all the kids are talking about it, and it's like someone's all no child has died on Titan in 200 years. So yeah, that was so they got trapped, caved in, I guess, or something, and the lizards ate them to the bone. And then like the narration says that years later, once Thanos had become what he was destined to become, the people of Titan would look back to the death of those children, and they would decide that Thanos had murdered them. In those dark caves, they imagined the monster hiding inside Thanos had first emerged, but they would only be half right. And then it shows him looking at one of the lizards after they had been, like, after all his, or I guess I'll call them like schoolmates and friends or whatever, had been like eaten by it, and he's like about to choke it. And then you see like some dialogue off the panel, and it's like, it's okay, and it's like that girl, and he's all, leave me alone, and she's all, what you're feeling right now, it's not wrong, it's only natural. And he's all, go away, you don't know a thing about me. And then she's all, I know that if you really love them, you'd let nothing hold you back. And then it shows them back in the cave, and then Thanos is all, you may not want to watch this. And then she's all, don't worry about me. And then she says, just do what you came to do. And he pulls out one of those scalpel knife things that that his mom tried to stab him with. And then she says, show them who you are, Thanos of Titan. And then the last panel is, she says, show them all. And then he's like slashes a lizard, and there's a bunch around him, and like it's just him and a bunch of lizards, and he's like killing one, and I guess like proceeds to kill the rest. And that's basically it. It's like, to be continued. That was an interesting read. It's kind of unsettling. It's very yeah. But yeah, I guess that's it for this week, because the only book I have left now is Ultimate Comics X-Men, but it's not in 616, so I'm not gonna bother doing a recap of it, because I'd like to keep that separate from all the other 616 stuff. But yeah, that's it for this week with the whole comic books I've been reading and stuff I picked up. So yeah, I posted some stuff on Facebook, and then one of my friends was like, I should check out New Avengers, so I'll probably read that when I get paid again, because I think it's only like 5 issues in or something. It's not that far in, and I got issue 1 of the Hickman Avengers, and I really like that, so I want to read the rest of those, and I'll probably add those 2 Avenger titles to my pull list, so I'll be checking those out. Oh, also on YouTube, like on Marvel's page or channel, they have some like AR stuff. I don't know what the AR stuff stand for, but basically it's like other like supplemental materials to like the stuff in the book. So it's like they have like cover stuff, or like how they made the cover, or just like talking to some of the writers and stuff. And like the New Avengers one's pretty good, because it's about like the incursions of planets, or not planets, but the incursions of universes, and how the hero, like, yeah, it's basically just telling the storyline of New Avengers, and how there's like incursions, and how like either both universes get destroyed or just one. So it's like, that's like the main crisis there, which is why I want to read it, because like in book, I think issue 3 or 4, they had to use the Infinity Gauntlet, and then like they used it, but then the gems destroyed themselves, so it's like they can't use it again. So that was pretty cool. So I'm really interested to see what happens there. And yeah, okay, that's it. I'm done rambling. But yeah, feel free to leave any comments or whatever, like, subscribe, favorite, or not. I don't know when I'll start reading some DC stuff. I want to get into the Batman books, but I'm waiting until the Requiem thing is over, because, or whatever's after Requiem, because, well, something happens like before that and during that, and then it got spoiled for me, so I didn't want to jump into that series of stuff until it's done onto the next thing. So I'll wait until it's there, and then I'll start reading some Batman stuff. And I can finally start talking about Batman, yes, and reading Batman. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Until you hear from me again on the internet, I'm now signing off.